Hello, humans. You've seen this circus too, right? At some point, morning routines stopped looking like healthy advice and started looking like the entry ceremony for a very hydrated cult. You are no longer just waking up. You are cleansing, activating, grounding, and spiritually exfoliating before most normal people have even found their left sock. Every morning routine online feels like the same sacred performance, staring into the horizon for divine instructions and drinking warm lemon water as if it contains moral superiority. Freeze your face in a bowl of ice, swallow supplements like a medieval priest handling relics, and journal like your nervous system is under federal investigation. This is not a routine anymore. This is a beige, expensive, algorithm-approved ritual. Stay tuned because this entire circus deserves a proper autopsy. The sacred objects of morning routine culture are honestly what make this feel like a real religion. Lemon water, ice bowl, matcha, magnesium, sunlight directly into the eyeballs like the universe is checking attendance. Some mysterious powder mixed in a beige kitchen by a woman who looks like she has never once been spiritually interrupted by customer service. These aren't objects, they're relics. Online wellness culture has built an entire altar out of props that all scream, "I am not like other tired people. I am purified. I dissolve my flaws in warm water before breakfast." That's why these videos are so cinematic. They aren't showing you hydration, they're showing you ceremony. It's not magnesium, it's a small, edible prayer. And that is why a man swallowing capsules in silence is filmed like he's about to negotiate peace in the Middle East. And this is where it becomes obnoxious. Morning routine content isn't just selling habits, it's selling moral superiority in beige packaging. The hidden message is, I wake up better than you. I hydrate better than you. By 7:12 a.m., my soul already has a six-pack. That's the real product, a quiet, expensive sense of being above the chaos of normal people. It's righteousness with a glass straw. It's not enough to wake up early. You must wake up like your discipline deserves a documentary. You must perform peace so convincingly that strangers feel ashamed of checking their phones before sunrise. It's not just structured, it's smug. And smugness, unfortunately, looks incredible in soft, natural light. This gets culty. Morning routine content isn't about health, it's about purity. It's about cleansing yourself of being a normal human with a sleep-deprived face and weak goblin impulses. Lemon water is symbolic redemption. The ice bowl is punishment with good branding. Supplements are tiny capsules of moral ambition. Journaling is paperwork for your soul. Everything feels like a daily exorcism of chaos, laziness, digital sin, and the shame of being alive. In a body that doesn't wake up glowing at 5:43 a.m., that's why the vibe feels religious. It's less, how do I feel better, and more, how do I become clean enough to deserve a better life? Once it sounds like a purity ritual with a shopping list, you're in soft-lit, self-cleansing theater. And that is exactly why these videos hit like narcotics for people whose actual mornings look like panic, dry shampoo, and scrolling with one eye open. They are addictive because they make chaos look beatable. They say, look, if you just line the objects up correctly, suffer in the right sequence, and drink the approved liquids in the correct order, your day will stop being ugly. That is an insanely powerful promise. Because most people are not watching morning routine content for the magnesium. They are watching for the fantasy that life can be stabilized before breakfast. That everything can still be saved if the first hour is pure enough, quiet enough, clean enough, optimized enough. It is basically spiritual gambling for tired people. Maybe this will be the morning that fixes me. Maybe the journal will do it. Maybe the sunrise will do it. And the darkest joke under all of this is that a lot of these routines are not really about peace. They are performances of peace. Real peace is messy, quiet, private, and usually not filmed in cinematic morning light. But online peace has to be visible. It has to be aesthetic. It has to look like control. Now the internet is full of people performing calm with the intensity of actors in a luxury exorcism commercial. They are not just breathing. They are demonstrating that they breathe better than you. They are not just journaling, they are staging emotional order for the camera. Because underneath the soft music and the fake sunrise holiness, you can feel the tension. You can feel the obsession. A huge amount of peace content online is made by people who are not radiating peace. They are desperately art directing it. That is the punchline. Peace isn't a performance, but it sure looks good on a feed. Maybe the funniest part is that the internet managed to make basic suffering look spiritually superior. Cold face, empty stomach, no phone, bare feet on freezing ground. Waking up before your soul has legally entered the building. This would normally be called discomfort or just something is wrong with this woman. But online, suddenly it becomes discipline, alignment, elevation, growth. In beige lighting, it stops being annoying and becomes wisdom. That is the scam. The internet looked at tiny controlled misery and said, what if we rebranded this as transformation? Now people dunk their faces into ice water like they're entering the priesthood of better skin. Because the suffering is so aesthetic, it feels noble instead of insane. When discomfort stops being something you tolerate and starts being staged like a personality. And of course, this whole machine works even better because most people feel at least a little ashamed of their real mornings. Their real morning is not cinematic. It is not aligned. It is not sacred. It is phone light in the face, dry mouth, weird hair, a vague sense of doom, maybe standing in the kitchen looking emotionally concussed. There is no healing soundtrack. There is no glowing lemon water redemption arc. There is just a person trying not to become hostile before 9 a.m. That is why these videos land so hard. They quietly accuse your real life of being ugly. They imply that if your morning is chaotic and spiritually unphotogenic, then maybe you are doing existence incorrectly. That is what makes the genre so sticky. It shames. It turns normal human mornings into evidence that you are somehow less evolved than a woman whispering affirmations over a ceramic mug. The morning routine is no longer just a routine. It's a daily identity ceremony. A tiny, private coronation where you wake up and prove to yourself that you are not chaotic, not weak, not one of the phone goblins. You are intentional, regulated, elevated, sun-kissed by discipline itself. That is why every step feels symbolic. The water is not water, it is purity. The journal is not paper, it is self-command. The supplements are responsibility in pill form. The walk is not movement, it is evidence. The whole thing is one long aesthetic speech that says, look at me, I am the kind of person whose life deserves respect. And honestly, that is why it feels so culty. It's an insane amount of pressure to put on lemon water. So here is the verdict. Morning routines look like cults now because they promise salvation through control. They do not just offer habits, they offer redemption, purity, structure, calm, superiority. A way to believe that if you just do enough tiny sacred things in the correct order, your life will start feeling deserved. It is about moral performance and the fantasy that chaos can be defeated with sunlight, ice, supplements, and a fancy notebook. Underneath the grounding and spiritual hydration, it is still just humans trying to bargain with existence before 8 a.m. It is a luxury recruitment ad for the Church of Personal Discipline. Subscribe, please. I'm literally working after death.